Hair disaster. Hello loves, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a bit of a mini review for one of the new Milani palettes, and the one that I chose to try out is the Milani Gilded Gold. Now I do have the green one and I think the purple one as well. I don't know if I've done them on my channel yet. This one really caught my eye because I think it looks a lot like a very luxe pricey palette that we've all seen, the Natasha Denona Gold palette. So hopefully if this works out, I can show you a picture maybe of the Natasha Denona palette side by side so that you can see how close the color stories look, at least to me. That's just personal opinion, of course. So I'm calling this a mini review and not a first impression because I've been using this palette for about a week now and I really do enjoy it. It's a good palette. You'll see that the shades that I've used so far, and I think I've used 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 of the shades, and I've had no issues whatsoever with them. They blended nicely, they wore well, so we're gonna go ahead and jump right in to the palette look. I already have the rest of my face makeup on, and my eyelids were primed with just a concealer. It's the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I don't especially love this concealer for under my eyes, but I didn't want to just throw it out. So I decided to try using it as an eye base, and it has been working pretty well. I chose a really light color, and it does block out all the veins and things on my eyelids. So we're using that for now. I did not set it, although it kind of dries down pretty dry. If you want to set your eye primer or concealer, that's totally up to you. You do your thing. I'm going to pick a pretty fluffy brush to start with. It is the Morphe R37, just a nice fluffy blending brush, and I'm going to go in with the shade labeled 100P. It's a nice neutral crease shade. Just going to pick some of it up. Now, this is kind of a messy palette. It does kick up a lot of product in the pans. That doesn't bother me at all. I've had high-end shadows do that as well, so that's not a deal breaker for me, but if it bothers you, I just thought I would mention it. Put that straight into the crease and buff it out. And you can see I'm getting color payoff right away, and it does blend very nicely. It's smooth, as long as you don't care about that kick up. It's kind of powdery. I did have a little bit of fallout on my cheek, but nothing that didn't wipe away. That's why I went ahead and did my face makeup first. What is this hair right here doing? I'm not even sure if it's in frame, but wow, is that hair going crazy. Weird. So I've liked the looks that I've created with this so far. Some of them may be up on Instagram, and you would just need to look at the tags at the bottom to see which looks I was using this palette for. I tag everything in my Instagram posts, so they're all at the bottom. And I also try to tag everything in my videos in the description box. So if you're wondering about something else that I used on my face today, then by all means go down, look in the description box, and hopefully the links are there and working. If they're not, just let me know in a nice way. We like to keep it very cordial on my channel. No rude comments. I would like to build a very cooperative and loving environment on my channel. So I know that can't always be the case with every person that watches your videos, and there's going to be people who don't like what you're doing. It kind of is like my old profession before I became a teacher as well, and now I'm doing this, I was a florist. And again, it's very artistic, So you're going to have people that really, really like what you've done, and you're going to have people that really don't. So I kind of got used to what they would call constructive criticism, but it really wasn't. It was just plain rude. Sometimes you have to grow kind of a thick skin with that kind of thing if you're doing anything in the art field, because even if you love it, it doesn't mean everybody else is going to, and that's okay. They don't have to. As long as you're happy with what you're doing, that's what counts. And not that I didn't enjoy being a florist. It was really, I enjoyed the work. I enjoyed being around the flowers and the plants and things. I could not, because of some health concerns, continue standing on my feet for sometimes 12, 14 hours a day, especially around the holidays. I don't know if people think about that, but Valentine's Day is coming up, and those people, florists and people that work in that kind of an industry, are probably putting in 16-hour days to get your roses out and delivered. And yes, there are going to be accidents, and there are going to be possibly later deliveries than they would have liked, and things happen. So please be polite and nice to your retail workers during the holidays. They're people too. They have families too. And try to be understanding and polite. That would be great. So that is the shade 100P in the crease. I'm going to deepen that up and warm it up a little bit more with another shade in the palette called Fembot. I'm not making this up. That's what it says. Fembot. Let me see. This is tricky because I want a little bit of a smaller brush, but I don't want a teeny tiny one. Let's go with the R39. It's a little smaller of a blending brush, a little more compact. This is a very orange, reddish based, almost terracotta color that I'm picking up. And again, the mattes are a little dusty in the pan. I don't have the Natasha Denona palette here to compare. Boy, I wish I did. I do not currently own any Natasha Denona palettes. It's of course on my wish list for someday, but I have not been able to purchase those as of yet. They're pricey. This palette was, I want to say, $13 at Walmart. It will be linked down below, but Natasha Denona Gold Palette is $129. That I know because I've gone on the website and drooled over it lots of times. It's just such a pretty color story with the beautiful warm browns and all the beautiful metallic golds and dark green. Dark green is probably my favorite eye look to do, like a smoky green look. I really like it because it seems to bring out the green in my eyes. I have hazel eyes, so sometimes they look blue, sometimes they look gray. I need a drink of my ginger ale. But the green really brings out the green in my eyes. I'm not going to do that today though. I'm going to stick to more of a neutral look for today. You may have noticed that I have been off of, well, I stayed pretty steady on Instagram because Instagram is easier for me. I just need to post pictures, but it has taken me a while to get on and do my description box and things like that on my last video, so there was quite a break between videos. My daughter was in the hospital and she's feeling so much better now, but it took up a solid week that we were going back and forth to the hospital, and then of course taking care of her when she got home. And it is cold and flu season, so we also had the flu come through the house. That was very unpleasant. I'm taking those same two colors and running them along the lower lash line, just to define the lower lash line. I never used to do this, but I really feel like my eye looks are not complete without it now. So, same two brushes, or no, yeah, same two brushes too. I used the fluffier one with the lighter color 100p, and then the more dense brush, the R39, with the color Fembot. So now I need to choose the shimmer that's going to go on the eyelid, and I think I'm going to choose two of them, and then probably another one for in the inner corner highlight. The first one I'm picking up is called Crown Jewel. It is so pretty. It is a very deep bronzy shimmer, and I'm going to put that on the outer, about a third of my eyelid. So I am taking that on my finger because I have found over the week that this works best. It will apply, obviously, with a brush as well, but I like the way it looks best just using my finger. And you can see I had a little fallout from that, no big deal. It does brush away. That's why I try to do more of a patting motion, and if that doesn't work for you, you can also, wet your brush, and that sometimes will take care of a lot of that fallout. But again, not a deal breaker for me. If the shadows in the end come out the way that I want it to look, a little bit of fallout, a little bit of extra blending to save myself $110. I think I can do that. It's fine. So that is applied to about the outer third of both lids, and I love that color. It is really, really pretty. Now for the center of the eyelid, I want something a little more, a little lighter, a little brighter. So I think I'm going to use Rose Nugget, it's called. There are so many beautiful shimmers in this palette, honestly, and they work beautifully. So I'm going to pick up some of that Rose Nugget. It's kind of a duochrome. It has a little bit of a pink or a peachy shift and gold. And I'm going to put that basically in the center of the lid. Now I'm debating. I think I'm going to take it the whole way to the inner corner. But to do that, my fingers are too big to do it with my finger. So I will have to get a smaller brush to work that into the very, very most inner part. I am overlapping the darker shade a little bit in the middle, just so it looks more blended, so we don't have a really stark line right there. And I do kind of a pat and swipe motion. Pat and swipe. And I had very minimal fallout right here from that shade. So let's get a nice little tiny brush and we will get that inner corner done. Here's a nice flat one, and that will work too. It's a bit of a smudge brush, R43 from Morphe. I'm going to take a tiny bit more of that Rose Nugget shade on that brush and just make sure that we've got it all the way into the corner of that shade. Corner of my eyelid, I swear, sometimes. If any of you do makeup, and if you've ever done it talking to someone, it's not that easy. Like, I forget what I'm doing, and then I forget what I was going to say. Cut me some slack. My brain, sometimes. I also know that I sound like I have a cold pretty much all the time now. I'm also getting that checked. I'll go to a specialist next week to have my sinuses and things checked. Make sure everything's going alright. That's where I'm going to stop with the eyes for now. I'm also going to be doing a brow highlight and an inner corner highlight because I love that. You don't have to if you don't like that kind of thing. But we're going to switch gears here for a second and go to liner. I do tightline my eyes. I like the look of it. My favorite pencil for tight lining is the Master Precise Skinny by Maybelline. It is, let's see if you can see it, it is the tiniest point of life. And it's the only pencil that I've used to do my top waterline, to tight line it, that doesn't make my eyes water or hurt. So I've gone through a lot of these. I have it in black and brown, and I really, really like them. No, it's not. I'm going to have to get a little closer to my mirror. Hopefully I won't go totally out of frame. Not sponsored, but if anybody knows anybody at Maybelline, the way I go through these things, being sponsored would be a delight. It really is a really good product. If you like the look of the tight line, the purpose of that, if you don't know, is to make your lashes look thicker, which I need because my lashes are not the greatest. And for me, it just kind of makes the look finished or polished. So again, I can put that right into my eyelashes, and it doesn't burn, hurt, make my eyes water, nothing. So I love it. And I've tried. I ran out of black and brown and was trying to use up some of the other pencils that I have, and I couldn't do it. I had to go back and buy them. Everything else makes my eyes water. I don't know. There's something about that particular pencil that doesn't, so I'm going to continue to use it. For the eyeliner on the top, I am not going to do a wing, mostly because I don't want to, and I have trouble doing it. I'm still practicing with it, but it's not my favorite, and quite frankly, every time I do it, I think it looks weird with my eye shape. It might be just me because I don't like doing them. I love it on other people. I think it looks gorgeous. And maybe for us, if I were going to an event or I had a party or something like that, I think it would look appropriate then. But for my everyday, I'm not putting on wing liner. I don't know about you. Maybe you are, but I'm not. So all I'm going to do with my liquid liner, and this is the Tartist Double Take Eyeliner, and the reason they're calling it the Double Take is because you have a regular liner on this side. I think it's a gel liner. It could be a kohl liner. I'd have to look it up. But also a liquid liner on this side. And this happens to be in burgundy, and it's a really, really pretty shade. It came in a pack of 3. There is a brown, a black, and a burgundy. And I want to say it was somewhere around either $25 or $35 that I got it for. It was a bargain. I can tell you that, because then I had another percentage off, and I really have been enjoying it. It does a good job. So, see, when I lean over, I am completely out of frame, but for the eyeliner, I really can't help that. Let's see if I can do it with my Milani palette. I'm just going to get as close to the eyelashes as possible with this, and just make a nice little skinny line. You do have to shake them because, I don't know, there's a little ball in there, and it does help to bring the product up. If it feels like it's getting a little dry, you can shake it up. I don't generally go all the way to the inner corner of my eye either, and that's because I tend to get weird stuff, gunk for lack of a better word, on my inner corners sometimes, and so I don't go all the way into the inner corner. I'm sorry, it's hard to talk when you're doing this. But it's a really pretty burgundy color, and it's softer than wearing a black, and that's why I like it. I don't always like the harshness of a black liner. And then, I almost put it away. I don't want to put it away. I want to use the other side, which is also burgundy, on the waterline. You can use any, I mean, if you're following along, if you have any brown or burgundy liner that you want to use on the waterline, or maybe you don't use waterline at all, perfectly fine. I will say, when I first started doing my waterline, I used to have a lot of trouble with my eyes watering and it being I mean, it's weird. You're sticking something very, very close to your eyeball. But I've gotten used to it. Over time, it gets easier. Their eyeliner is not the smoothest on those Tartist double take liners, and I like to smooth it out a little bit with a brush. Don't stick the brush directly in your eye. Careful. But I do like to smudge it a bit. It just seems to help the look of it a little bit. Also, you can always warm them up on the back of your hand. Rub it on the back of your hand a little bit, and then sometimes it seems to work a little better. But they're very dry, these liners. They're not as creamy as, say, Melt or Urban Decay. Those are some of my favorites. So they're not as smooth. It's a little bit of a drier formula. And that might be okay sometimes because it seems to last a long time. So, alright, next. I think I've got the eyes where I want them to be. All I have left to do is the inner corner highlight, and we're going to get a nice tiny little pencil brush for that. We've got the Morphe M431 tiny little pencil brush, and today I'm going to use, it says A-U-S-O-M-E, so I assume you pronounce it awesome, but it's not spelled the same. And just a tiny bit of that to brighten up the inner corner, and a teensy weensy bit right on the arch of my brow. I just like the way the light hits that. Then I like to take my biggest blending brush, which was the Morphe R37, kind of go around everything, make sure everything looks smooth and blended and the way that you want it to look. It does for me. So next I will be curling my eyelashes and then putting on a lash primer. I like the look of my curled lashes. I've heard that some people do not like the gadget that is used to curl your lashes. I've actually heard tell of some horrific stories about them pulling out your eyelashes, but I have never ever lost an eyelash to my eyelash curler. I don't know why. I've been using the same one for a very long time, and it's not I can't even tell you the brand on it. It has no name on it. It came in a set of tools from TJ Maxx, which is an awesome place to get things like that. It came in this group of tools that were all rose gold. That's why I picked it up, because I like the rose gold. But I don't even remember the company name. It came with tweezers and things for your eyes. Tiny little scissors. It was affordable, and it works. Some people have problems because of their shape of their eye, getting their lash curler in there, so maybe you just need to try a few, which is another reason that you could look at a place like TJ Maxx or Marshall's, because they have them, they're less expensive, and you won't feel so bad if it doesn't work for you and you don't want to keep it. You want to pass it on or throw it out, whatever it is you're going to do. Next, I'm going to do my lower lashes first. I know, weird, but I do like to do my lower lashes first. I don't even know why, really. I just do. That's just how I do it, okay? So I'm going to be using the L'Oreal Voluminous Original Mascara, but in burgundy. They have burgundy. I think they might have a green or a blue one now. It's a very nice mascara. I like the wand, and I love this color. Again, if you're not into the harshness of the very, very black mascara, or you just want something different, I love to use a colored mascara on the lower lash line. I think it just adds a little something, you know? Again, for me, it looks finished, polished, like you really thought about what you were going to do. So I like it. It kind of looks like an extension of the Waterline eyeliner that I used, which is a pretty good match for this mascara. They're both labeled burgundy, they're just not from the same companies. So that is the lower lash line. And then for my eyelashes, I'm going to be using the Wander Beauty Mile High Club mascara, and this is black. I really like this mascara. It is a good mascara. It never lets me down. It doesn't smudge, it doesn't flake. The wand is a fluffy wand, not the plastic or silicone wands. I have some mascaras that I have been keeping and using with those kinds of wands, but this is my favorite kind of wand. I would rather have the fluffy kind of wand, and this is a good mascara. It adds a nice amount of volume. It does build up, and I really like it. It has a good amount of blackness to it so that you can see it even when you're wearing very dark makeup. And it makes my tiny, very blonde lashes look good. That's what I want. I don't have to worry about that one if I'm gonna, have to run to the bathroom later and see if it has flaked off, or it doesn't irritate my eyes at all. I have very, very sensitive eyes. On to the lip products. I have some new lip products I wanted to share with you today. They're from Kylie Cosmetics. This is the first thing that I have ever bought from Kylie Cosmetics. It was on sale through Ulta, and it came in this kit with a liner, a matte liquid lip, and then a high shine gloss. And the colors are coconut on the liner, and this one just says Kylie, so perhaps that is the name of this one. It says Kylie on the bottom. It's a really pretty nudie pink, and then the gloss is called Crystal, and it's just a very pretty clear gloss. So I've been using these also for a week now, so I'll be able to give you a bit of an opinion on them. I enjoy the liner. It goes on easily. My complaint about the liner is that it's very brown compared to the liquid lip that is very more on the nudie pink side. So I'm not sure that I wanted to show it to you because it's in a kit and they came together. But I would wear a more pinky nude liner with this particular liquid lip. But this is the one that came with it. So it's still a pretty color, and when I'm doing a more on the brown nude side lip, then this is one I will definitely grab, because I really don't have that many. If I should, I will show you. These are my lip liners. Do you see how many pink ones there are in there? I have a problem. I want all of the pinky nude liners. I don't know if there's a support group for that, but if there is, please let me know down below, and I will give them a call. But so I kind of needed a brownie, looking nude liner. Awesome, now I have it, and I like the formula a lot. I have not sharpened it yet, so I'm not sure how that's gonna go. It is a sharpenable pencil, but it is that, I don't know what they make these out of. It looks like it's plastic, but I'm not exactly sure. So I haven't sharpened it yet. Some of those pencils can be difficult to sharpen and get a nice clean edge on it after you've used it. So this is the liquid lip. It smells like vanilla cupcakes. I'm not mad about that. Do you see how much more pink that is? Some people might really like that look, I guess. I'm not a big, huge fan. Also, it has a teeny tiny applicator, so you do have to go in and out of the tube a couple of times to do, at least I do, to do the whole lip. It goes on very smoothly, and it dries down pretty quickly. My problem with that is that it dries down. Like, it's, to me, is a very drying formula of a liquid lip, and that is not my favorite liquid lip. I was dying to put the gloss on it yesterday. But when it dries down, it does stay, I can tell you that. Even putting the gloss on top, none of it came off on my finger. It was a very stable, stayed there, lasted a long time. That you don't have to worry about. But it does feel very dry on my lips. And for me, it's uncomfortable. I don't like that feeling. It feels very tight. So, it's already dry. Nothing comes off on the finger. I'm not going to rub it, but just touching it, it didn't come off. Because this is a clear gloss and I don't want to mess up my applicator and my bottle, I put it on the back of my hand and then I just dab it on. This is a sticky gloss. So, if you do not like sticky glosses, you will not like this. It's very shiny, it is very pretty, it smells delicious, but if you don't like a sticky gloss, you're not going to like this. And to be honest, sticky glosses are not my thing either. I like the way it looks. I'm uncomfortable. My lips feel dry, and also the gloss is sticky, and I just don't like it. It's doing that weird thing on the inside of my lip where it kind of balls up and I can feel it. Nope, not a huge fan of that, and I knew that. I will try the gloss on its own to see if it feels any different, but on top of that liquid lip, I just don't like the way it feels. And that's okay. You may get it and you may love it. I know there are people that like that sticky gloss because it lasts longer, stays on the lips better. But for me, it makes me feel like my lips are sticking together all the time. And I'm not loving it. I'm not loving it. Okay. So, last but not least, I'm going to use my Pacifica Cherry Matte Setting Spray. I love the smell of this stuff, and it works actually pretty good. It has a nice mist. It's not too much where you feel like you got rained on. My little fan. Speed it up a little. And I like to take my sponge, and I learned this from Allie Glines on YouTube. If you do not follow her, you need to. She's wonderful. And pat that in. Then we can get rid of the hair bow thingy, and hopefully our hair isn't too crazy. And that will do it for our video today. Final thoughts. Love the eye palette. Love it. I will continue to use this. I would buy more palettes from them. I just really like it. It worked perfectly fine. The staying power is there. So for the price and in general, that's a good palette. Milani Gilded Gold. The Kylie lip products, well, I like the liner. I'm glad that I bought it and it was half off, because I'm not sure how much use I will get out of either the liquid lip or the gloss. That's just me being honest. It's just not my favorite. I've got other glosses. The Lunar Beauty gloss, love it. It's very smooth, almost like an oil on your lips. The Too Faced glosses I love. I've got ones from, who did I get from this Christmas? Oh, the Tarte. The Tarte glosses are really good. None of those are sticky. They all feel good on the lips. But that'll be the end of my video for today. I hope you enjoyed watching. I hope you will join me again. If you have not yet, I hope you will subscribe and you will click that little bell. It will notify you of the next time I upload. Right now, we've got a very sketchy schedule, but I'm trying to fix that. When you have a family and you have family members with chronic illnesses, myself included, it is difficult to stick to a schedule for your videos, but I am doing my best. Please know that I want to put more videos out. I want people to enjoy them. I want to connect with people on YouTube. So keep watching, please. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. And I love you all. I hope you're happy and healthy wherever you might be today. And I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye.